As it's Monday once again, Gran Turismo 7's newest set of daily races is now available, with 3 fresh events for players to show off their online multiplayer skills for the next 7 days. This week's events once again feature some limited vehicle tuning, as we've seen a couple of times in recent weeks, with both Race B and Race C allowing players to tweak certain suspension settings of their cars. Race A, however, remains its usual format as a one-make event, but with a mild twist to the normal no DR/SR update format. While your driver rating still won't be affected by the race, sportsmanship rating updates are turned back on. That might be interesting, as the race sends you to the Temple of Speed, at Italy's Monza circuit, notorious for its first turn, which requires heavy braking from the highest speed and a common location for lap 1 pileups that might tank your SR. You'll be driving a pretty ferocious car too, in the shape of the Lamborghini Diablo GT. This track-focused version of the Diablo saw the debut of the 6-litre V12 and was stripped back to save weight, notably including the removal of the all-wheel drive system. Thankfully, you'll be able to use sports soft tyres for this 5-lap race, but you'll still be approaching those big braking zones at some considerable speed. You'll also need to watch out for the false start check on the grid. Hold the car on the brakes or the handbrake until all 5 lights go out, or you'll face a drop in power for the first few seconds. Race B is something of a Gran Turismo staple now, featuring the GT3 inspired Group 3 race car category at the fictional Autodrome Lago Maggiore circuit in full GP course guise. It's a relatively simple 5-lap race with players permitted to select any Group 3 car of their choice. You'll need racing medium tyres for your chosen vehicle, but there's an additional settings consideration this week. As well as having access to the brake balance controller, allowing you to set front or rear bias for the brakes on the fly, you can now tune your car's damper compression and expansion, bound and rebound to some people, and you can mess with these settings before the race. That might mean some different cars coming to the fore this week, and if you're in need of some guidance on how to best approach them, check out our forums for vehicle settings. The same thing applies to Race C, with damper and brake settings available to you on the Group 4 cars, with the rather varied drivetrain options available in this GT4-like category likely to result in some unusual looking grids. You're going to need to tune not only for speed this week, but tyre life too. That's because this 11-lap race around the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit requires the use of racing soft tyres, and there's a pretty high tyre wear multiplier too. It's set at 6 times this week, meaning your tyres wear 6 times faster than usual and make it effectively a 66-lap race as far as your rubber is concerned. A relatively high 5 times fuel multiplier will also affect car choices, as some Group 4 cars are considerably more thirsty than others. In order to access the daily races, you'll need to unlock Sport Mode by completing Menu Book 9, the championship named the Tokyo Highway Parade, in the GT Cafe single-player hub. And with GT7's daily races updating every Monday across the game's life to date, the next new set should arrive on Monday, September 25th. We'll see you there.